The sky was dark and cloudy when the huge alien ship arrived near Earth. It was a massive ship, black and shining like a giant insect. People everywhere looked up in fear and wonder. In New York City, cars stopped in the streets. In Tokyo, children pointed to the sky. The news showed the ship all day. It looked like a giant whale in the sky, so big it blocked the sun. The aliens sent a message to the people of Earth. The message was simple. We are here to help you. We bring peace and health. The message played in every language, soft and calm. People wanted to believe it. Earth was tired of war and disease. Many were happy to hear a friendly voice from the stars. But some people were not sure. They felt something was wrong. In a small military base in Nevada, a young soldier named Jack watched the news with cold eyes. He was tall and had short brown hair. Jack did not trust the aliens. He saw how smooth their voices were, how perfect their words sounded. He had fought in wars before. He knew that smooth talk did not always mean peace. The next day, a small alien team landed on Earth. Their small ship was silver and smooth. It opened like a flower, and 3 aliens came out. Their leader, Zalor, was tall and thin, with pale, blue skin and long fingers. His eyes were like black marbles. He spoke to the cameras with a soft voice. "We bring gifts to your people," he said. "Cures for your diseases. New food for your hungry. Let us help you." The humans watched, carefully. Zalor and his team gave a small box to Earth's leaders. Inside were pills that could cure diseases in seconds. Scientists checked them and said they worked. People started to trust the aliens. They said, maybe they are really here to help. But Jack did not trust so easily. He watched the aliens closely. He saw that they always kept their small black cases with them, cases they never opened. The aliens were taken to a government building to meet the leaders of Earth. They walked with calm steps, and their smiles never changed. Jack was sent with his unit to protect the building. He stood at the door with his gun. Zalor walked past him and gave a small smile. Jack felt cold inside. Later that night, Jack could not sleep. He kept thinking about the small black cases. Why did the aliens never open them? He decided to find out. He put on his uniform and went to the storage room where the aliens' things were kept. The guards at the door were half asleep. Jack told them he had orders to check the room. They did not question him. Inside the storage room, Jack saw the alien equipment. He saw machines with blinking lights, tubes filled with blue liquid, and the black cases. He moved quietly, touching nothing. He reached for one of the black cases and opened it slowly. Inside was a strange device, small but heavy. It looked like a weapon. Jack's hands felt cold. He picked up the device and saw small buttons and a sharp needle on it. He knew it was no medical tool. It looked like a weapon he had seen in other wars. Something to kill, not to help. He put it back quickly and closed the case. He knew he had to tell someone. As he turned to leave, he heard a soft voice behind him. "What are you doing, human?" It was Zalor. The alien stood in the doorway, his black eyes cold and hard. Jack felt his heart beat faster. He did not speak. Zalor stepped closer, his smile gone. "This is not your place," he said. "Leave now." Jack nodded slowly. He walked out of the room, trying to keep calm. Outside, he took a deep breath. His mind was racing. He had seen proof that the aliens were lying. They were not here to help. He had to tell his captain. Jack ran to his captain's office. The captain was a tall man with gray hair. He was reading a report when Jack burst in. "Sir," Jack said quickly, "I saw alien weapons. They are not here to help us. They are lying." The captain looked at Jack with tired eyes. "Calm down, Jack," he said. "What did you see?" Jack told him everything. The black cases, the weapon with the needle, the cold look in Zalor's eyes. The captain listened and frowned. "This is serious," he said finally. "But we can't cause panic. We need proof." Jack felt angry. "Sir, we have proof," he said. "We can't trust them. The captain sighed. I know, Jack. But if we start a fight too soon, we could lose everything. Let me think. Jack wanted to argue, but he stopped. He knew the captain was right. They had to be careful. He left the office and went back to his room. He could not sleep. He kept seeing the aliens' cold eyes. He knew something bad was coming. The next morning, the aliens began to share their gifts with the world. They cured sick children in hospitals. They cleaned dirty rivers in Africa. People everywhere started to trust them. News reports called the aliens heroes, but Jack watched with sharp eyes. He saw that every time the aliens gave something, they also watched and learned. It was like they were studying the humans. One day, Jack was guarding the alien ship when he saw something that made his blood run cold. One of the small black cases fell open by accident. Inside was a map. Jack saw it only for a second, but it was enough. The map showed Earth's biggest power stations marked with red dots. They were targets. Jack stepped back, his heart racing. He knew now that the aliens' help was a lie. They were planning to attack. He had to warn everyone. But as he turned to leave, he felt a shadow behind him. He turned and saw Xylor standing there again. The alien's face was calm, but his eyes were not. Curious human, Xylor said softly. Be careful where you look. Jack forced a smile and nodded. But inside he was ready. He would not let the aliens win. He would find a way to show the truth. Even if no one believed him, he would be ready for the fight. The next day, Jack was still thinking about what he had seen. The map with the red dots was clear in his mind. He wanted to tell everyone, but he knew he had to be careful. The aliens were watching everything. Jack walked through the base with a serious face, trying to hide the worry in his heart. The alien leader, Xylor, was busy giving speeches to Earth's leaders. He talked about friendship and hope, using words that made people feel safe. But Jack saw how Xylor's black eyes were always cold. Xylor's team had started visiting big cities. They said they wanted to share their cures and clean Earth's air. People cheered for them, happy to see new technology that worked like magic. Jack's captain, Captain Harris, was also worried. He had seen Jack's fear and knew he was telling the truth. Jack, we need to be smart, Captain Harris said quietly. We can't let them see we're suspicious. Keep your eyes open, watch everything, Jack nodded. He felt better knowing that at least his captain believed him. That night he was on guard duty again near the alien ship. The ship looked even bigger in the dark, like a sleeping giant. The alien team was inside, planning their next move. Jack stood in the shadows trying to listen. Suddenly he heard the soft sound of alien voices. He moved closer and peeked through a small window. Xylor was talking to another alien, his voice calm but serious. The humans trust us now, Xylor said. They see only what we want them to see. The other alien nodded. They have no idea what's coming. Jack's heart beat faster. He was sure now. The aliens were not friends. They were using the gifts to make humans weak and easy to control. Jack knew he had to tell Captain Harris everything. He ran to the captain's office. This time the captain listened very carefully. Jack told him about the map, about the aliens' cold words. Captain Harris's face was hard. You did good, Jack, he said. We'll find a way to stop them, but we can't move too fast. We need a plan. The next morning, the aliens brought more gifts to Earth. They gave machines to clean air and water. They healed sick people with their magic pills. The news showed happy families thanking the aliens. Everyone smiled on TV, but Jack knew the truth. He saw how the aliens always took notes, watching how humans reacted. It was like they were studying Earth like a scientist studies animals. Jack kept his mouth shut, but he watched everything. He noticed that the aliens never let humans see how their machines really worked. They said, "This is our secret, but it will help you." Most people didn't care. They were just happy to see results. But Jack cared. He wanted to know what the aliens were really planning. One night, Jack was called to guard the alien cargo hold again. He walked through the dark halls thinking about what he might find. The alien ship was quiet, but Jack could feel something was wrong. As he walked inside, he saw something that made his blood turn cold. The aliens were moving their black cases. Again, but this time they were taking them to small ships ready to fly out to other cities. Jack watched from behind a box. He saw one alien open a case and take out the weapon he had seen before. It had a sharp needle and small buttons. The alien tested it, and a small spark of blue light shot out. Jack stepped back, his heart racing. He knew this was proof. The aliens were not healers. They were soldiers. He had to act fast. He ran back to Captain Harris and told him everything. The captain looked at Jack with sharp eyes. "Jack, we're going to stop them," he said. "But first we need to find a way to jam their signals. They're using something to block our radios. That's why we can't talk to other bases." Jack nodded. He remembered that the alien tech had blinking lights and strange tubes. Maybe there was a way to turn it against them. "I'll find it, sir," Jack said. "I'll find a way to break their jamming." Captain Harris put a hand on his shoulder. "Be careful, Jack," he said. "You're the only one who can do this." That night, Jack slipped into the alien ship again. He moved slowly, every step careful. He found a small control room filled with alien machines. The lights were soft and blue. He saw screens showing Earth's cities and strange symbols he didn't understand. Jack searched the room and found a small panel with blinking lights. He remembered the alien map he had seen. He touched the buttons carefully, trying to figure it out. He didn't know what he was doing, but he hoped he could find something to break the alien's control. Suddenly he heard a sound behind him. He turned and saw an alien standing in the doorway. The alien's eyes were hard and he spoke in a soft voice. "You should not be here, human," he said. Jack froze, his heart pounding. But then he saw a small metal rod on the table. He grabbed it and swung it at the alien, knocking him down. He didn't want to kill, but he had no choice. He ran out of the room, his hands shaking. Back at the base, he showed Captain Harris what he had seen, the alien control room, the screens showing Earth's cities. "We have to move now," he said. "The aliens are planning something big. If we wait, it will be too late." Captain Harris nodded. "Get some rest, Jack," he said. "Tomorrow we fight back." Jack walked out into the night air, feeling cold but ready. He knew this was just the beginning. The aliens had come with soft words and sweet gifts, but they were hiding weapons and lies. Jack was ready to show the world the truth. The war was starting, and he would not let Earth lose. The next morning, Jack woke up early. The sky was dark and cloudy, just like the day the alien ship first arrived. Jack put on his uniform and checked his gun. He knew the aliens were hiding something dangerous. He was ready to fight. At the base, Captain Harris called everyone together. His face was hard and his voice was serious. "Listen up," he said. "The aliens are not here to help. They're here to take over. We have proof now. Jack saw their weapons. We can't wait any longer." The soldiers looked at each other with worried eyes. Some were afraid, some were angry, but everyone knew they had to act. Captain Harris gave orders to watch the aliens' every move. "We need to find a way to talk to the other bases," he said. "They're blocking our radios with their jammers. If we can't talk to each other, we can't fight." Jack thought about the alien control room he had seen. He remembered the blinking lights and the screens showing Earth's cities. He told Captain Harris about it again. "They're watching everything we do," he said. "If we can break their jamming, we can warn the others." The captain nodded. "We'll need a small team to sneak in," he said. "Jack, I want you on that team." Jack felt his heart beat faster. He was scared, but he knew this was his chance to help. "I'm ready, sir," he said. That night, Jack and 3 other soldiers put on dark clothes and moved quietly to the alien ship. The air was cold, and every sound seemed loud. Jack led the way. He knew the alien ship like a dark maze. He kept his head low and his ears open. They reached the small control room. The door was closed, but Jack remembered the alien panel. He pressed the buttons he had seen before. The door opened with a soft hiss. Inside, the room was empty. The machines were still glowing with blue light. Jack's friend Sam was a tech expert. He moved to the alien panel and started to work. His fingers moved fast and sweat ran down his face. "I'm trying to jam their jammers," he whispered. "If I can do this, we can talk to the other bases." Jack watched the door. He knew the aliens would come soon. He held his gun tight, ready to fight if he had to. Suddenly, the lights in the room flickered. Sam looked up, his eyes wide. "I did it," he said. "I broke their signal. We can talk again." Jack felt hope rise in his chest. He turned on his radio and heard a crackling voice. "This is Base Alpha," the voice said. "We hear you. What's happening?" Jack spoke fast. "The aliens are planning an attack," he said. "They're not here to help. Get ready to fight." The voice on the radio was shocked but calm. "Copy that," it said. "We're ready." But before they could celebrate, they heard footsteps outside the room. The door opened and 2 aliens stepped in. Their eyes were cold, and they held weapons in their thin hands. Jack didn't wait. He fired his gun, and the room was filled. With loud cracks, the aliens fell to the floor. Jack's hands were shaking, but he didn't stop. He knew there was no turning back. "Move!" he shouted. "We have to get out now." The team ran through the dark halls of the alien ship. Alarms started to blare, a loud wailing sound that made Jack's heart race. Red lights flashed in the halls. The aliens knew they were there. They reached the outside, but the aliens were already waiting. Tall figures with weapons stood in the shadows. Jack's team didn't stop. They fired their guns and ran. It was chaos. Bright flashes, loud cracks, and the smell of smoke. Jack felt something burn his arm. He stumbled but kept running. He couldn't stop now. He saw Sam fall behind him, a red mark on his chest. Jack wanted to go back, but Sam shouted, "Go! Save them!" Jack ran, tears in his eyes. He reached the edge of the base and jumped behind a wall. He looked back and saw the alien ship glowing in the dark, like a monster ready to eat the world. Back at the base, Captain Harris was waiting. He grabbed Jack's shoulder. "Did you do it?" he asked. Jack nodded, breathing hard. "We broke their jamming. The other bases know. They're ready." Captain Harris looked at Jack with hard eyes. "Good work, soldier," he said. "Now we fight." The next morning, the aliens tried to act normal. They walked through the cities, still smiling, still saying they wanted to help. But humans were watching them with new eyes now. The soldiers were ready. The bases were ready. Jack knew this was just the beginning. He sat on a crate, wrapping a bandage around his burned arm. He looked up at the sky, where the alien ship still hovered. "You wanted to help us," he said softly. "Now you'll see what happens when humans fight back." After the crash, Earth was quiet again. But Jack knew the peace would not last long. The aliens might be gone, but their threat was still there. Someone had to watch the sky, ready for the next danger. Jack returned to the base. His arm was healing, but the pain was still there, a reminder of the fight. Captain Harris met him at the door. "Good job, Jack. You did more than anyone thought possible." Jack nodded. "Thank you, sir. But what now? What if they come back?" Captain Harris looked out the window, at the stars. "We prepare. We learn. We get stronger. Earth can't be caught off guard again." Jack agreed. He spent days studying the alien technology left behind. The strange machines, the weapons, even the glowing screens, all were a mystery. But Jack was smart and patient. He worked with scientists and engineers to understand the alien tools. One day, while studying a small device from the ship, Jack noticed something strange. It wasn't just a weapon, it was a key. A key to something much bigger. He showed it to Captain Harris. "This could open a door," Jack said. "Maybe a door to their home or their control center." The captain's eyes grew wide. "We have to be careful. This could be a trap, or our best chance." Jack and a team prepared for a new mission. They would follow the key's signal and find out where the aliens came from. Maybe they could stop the war before it started again. The night before they left, Jack stood alone outside, looking at the stars. The sky was full of unknown dangers, but also hope. He whispered to himself, "We're ready. No more surprises." The next day, the team boarded a new ship, faster and stronger. They followed the key's signal into deep space, leaving Earth behind. As they traveled, Jack thought about everything they had lost and everything they could still save. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: Earth would never give up. "Let me know if you want part 7. You said part 7, ChatGPT said. Here's part 7 in simple English, third-person style, keeping it suspenseful and gripping. The ship flew deeper into space, far from Earth's bright blue sky. Jack sat in the cockpit, watching the stars pass by, like tiny sparks. The key signal was strong now, leading them toward a distant planet. The team was quiet, each person thinking about what they might find. Some hoped for peace. Others prepared for battle. Jack wasn't sure what waited ahead, but he knew they had to be ready for anything. As they got closer, the planet appeared, a dark, rocky world with strange, glowing lights. The ship's instruments beeped, warning of energy fields and unknown dangers. Captain Harris spoke through the radio. "This is it. Get ready. We don't know what's waiting for us." The ship landed on the rocky ground. The air was thin and cold, but the team put on their suits and stepped out. The sky above was dark purple, filled with swirling clouds. Strange sounds echoed in the distance. Jack led the group toward the glowing lights. They came to a large structure, like a fortress made of metal and glass. The key fit perfectly into a small slot beside the door. With a heavy click, the door opened slowly, revealing a dark hallway inside. The team entered, their flashlights cutting through the shadows. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind them. The lights flickered and the sound of footsteps echoed through the halls. They were not alone. From the darkness, figures appeared, tall aliens, different from the ones on Earth. Their eyes glowed blue, and their voices were low and strange. They spoke in a language no one understood. Jack raised his hand, showing he meant no harm. The leader of the aliens stepped forward and spoke in perfect English. "We have been waiting for you," the alien said. "You have come far, but this is only the beginning." Jack felt a chill run down his spine. The war was not over. It had just changed. Jack looked at the alien leader carefully. "Why are you waiting? What do you want from us?" The alien's blue eyes shined. "We are not all the same. Some of us want war. Others want peace. We have watched your fight on Earth. You are strong and brave." Jack listened closely. "So what now? Will you attack us again?" The alien shook his head. "No. We want to offer a choice. Join us, or be enemies forever." Jack felt the weight of those words. It was a moment that could change everything. He looked at his team, tired but ready. "We want peace," Jack said. "But we will defend Earth if we have to." The alien leader smiled. "Wise words. Let us find a way to live together." Suddenly, the doors opened, and more aliens appeared. They carried gifts, tools and machines that could help Earth grow stronger. Jack knew this was the start of a new story. The fight was over, but the future was unknown. As the team prepared to leave, Jack looked back at the strange planet. He felt hope and fear mixed together. One thing was sure: Earth and the stars would never be the same again. The morning was quiet, but Jack knew it wouldn't stay that way. He sat with Captain Harris in the command room looking at a big map of Earth. Red dots showed the alien ships above every city. Each dot was a target, and each one was a threat. "We have to move fast," Captain Harris said. His face was serious and his eyes were cold. "The aliens will strike soon. We can't wait for them to attack first." Jack nodded. He felt tired, but he was ready. He knew the aliens would not give them another chance. "I can lead a team into the city," Jack said. "We can warn the people. We can show them the truth." The captain looked at him and nodded. "Do it," he said. Jack and his team put on their gear and moved out. The city was still calm, but there was fear in the air. People looked up at the alien ship, hoping it was still a friend. Jack saw children playing in the park, their parents watching the sky. He felt a hard knot in his chest. He knew what was coming. The team moved through the streets, past old brick buildings and shining glass towers. Jack carried a small radio, talking to other teams in different cities. "Stay ready," he said. "The aliens won't wait much longer." They reached the main square where the alien leader Zalor was speaking to a crowd. His voice was soft and he smiled as he talked. "We are your friends," he said. "We only want to help you. Let us bring you peace." Jack felt his anger burn inside him. He knew those words were lies. He stepped forward, holding up his radio so everyone could hear. "They're lying," he shouted. "They're planning to attack. We've seen their weapons." The crowd went silent. People looked at Jack with wide eyes. Some were scared. Some were angry. Zalor's smile didn't change, but Jack saw the cold in his black eyes. "This human is confused," Zalor said softly. "He doesn't understand our ways. We are here to help." But Jack didn't stop. "Look at their ship," he shouted. "They have weapons ready. They want to take over, not help. You have to fight back." For a moment, the crowd didn't move. Then a woman shouted, "He's right. I saw them too." Another man nodded. "We can't trust them." Voices rose, and the crowd started to push forward. Zalor's calm smile turned cold. He raised a hand, and suddenly small alien drones flew down from the ship. They buzzed like angry bees, their lights flashing red. Jack grabbed his gun. "Get back!" he shouted. The drones fired blue bolts of energy, hitting the ground and burning holes in the street. The crowd screamed and ran. Jack fired at the drones, his shots cracking in the air. His team joined him, bullets cutting through the buzzing machines. The air smelled like smoke and fire. Jack's heart pounded in his chest, but he didn't stop. He knew he couldn't. One of the drones flew straight at him, its blue light bright. Jack jumped aside and fired, the drone exploding in a burst of sparks. He felt the heat on his face, but he kept moving. The team pushed forward, trying to get the people to safety. The aliens didn't smile anymore. Their faces were cold and hard, and their thin fingers gripped their weapons. Zalor looked at Jack with black eyes full of hate. "You shouldn't have done this, human," he said. His voice was like ice. Jack lifted his gun and fired, but Zalor was gone in a flash of blue light. The alien leader had vanished back to his ship. Jack knew this was just the start. The real fight was about to begin. The city was chaos now. People ran in every direction, hiding in shops and behind cars. Jack shouted orders to his team. "Get them to the shelters." "We can't let the aliens take control." Captain Harris's voice crackled on the radio. "Jack, good work. We're getting reports from other cities. People are fighting back. The aliens are losing their surprise." Jack felt hope in his chest. "We won't let them win," he said. He led his team through the streets, shooting at the last of the drones. They reached the edge of the city where other soldiers were waiting. Jack's arm ached from the fight, but he didn't care. He saw the people gathering, scared but strong. Captain Harris met him there. "Jack, you did it," he said. "You showed them the truth." Jack nodded, breathing hard. "It's not over yet, sir," he said. "The aliens will strike harder now. We have to be ready." Captain Harris's eyes were cold and sharp. "We will be," he said. "They thought they could fool us. Now they'll see what humans do when we're pushed too far." Jack looked up at the alien ship, its dark shape still in the sky. He felt the fire inside him. The aliens came with soft voices and sweet promises, but they hid weapons in their hands. They thought Earth was weak. They thought humans would just bow down. They were wrong.